This week, it's a New Year's celebration to remember as we kick off 2022 with the Yardleys looking back at the best AYL adventures of the year.
Then the tradition of reminiscing continues as we show off some of the most spectacular views we caught earlier this year, rafting in the Grand Canyon.
Finally, we look back at a story that let us voyage out on a historic PT boat that offered a special reunion that will be remembered for years to come. It's all headed your way right now. At Your Leisure is next. All aboard. Well, Christmas is over. That means it's New Year's. Happy New Year's, everybody.
Happy New Year's. I'm Maria Rossi Booth.
And I'm Chad Booth. Welcome to our special edition, our New Year's edition of At Your Leisure. As you can see, Santa Claus is done for the year. He's stocked up on supplies to take back to the North Pole. I see he's a little heavy on Yardley premium beef. And he's got the Bumble Snowman running interference for him, and they're about ready to caravan on their way back to the North Pole.
You got it. I mean, this Santa is lit. Look at him. I mean, he's really lit. Like they got a light on him.
The sheriff just drove by a minute ago. Don't say that too loud.
Who would arrest Santa? Shame.
No, they did. They did in the Santa Claus. They hauled him away.
They did.
Anyway, we're taking stock at the end of the year. You get together with friends and you plan out for the future and you're ringing that new year.
Yeah.
And so, you know, as a tradition, At Your Leisure has always looked at some of their favorite stories and looked back on things that, you know, the places we've done. And what's big on your list?
Oh, mine would be Maple Grove Campground. Beautiful out here in Utah. It's just gorgeous. Just great little spots to camp, and there was water and waterfalls, and it was beautiful.
I liked it because we were there at the peak of fall, and I have never seen leaves so red and yellow.
Oh yeah, that was amazing.
It was absolutely gorgeous.
Yeah, so what was your favorite?
What had to be right up there was our trip in the spring with Jorgensen's and Stedman's out to Poison Springs and the big ridge outside of Tickaboo.
What a trip that must have been.
The scenery was spectacular, you know, and the fact that the National Park Service opened up some roads to street legal side-by-sides.
Yeah.
Can actually go through there was a big deal.
That is a really big deal, and if you haven't done it, you should. Just go look at our archives.
Just go
on YouTube.
Go check that one out.
Yeah.
I think one of the other funnest days, while we're on the theme of all these classic cars that sit around Yardley's, was when you and I went down to Las Vegas, and instead of going into the casinos looking for Dantana, we rented a classic T-Bird and drove around like Dantana.
Oh my gosh, what fun. And everybody thinks it's your car because it's got a regular license plate. It looks like it's yours, so it's yours for a day.
Yeah, it's a great program, and that was just an absolutely fun day. It's a perfect time of year to be there.
It really is. April's a good time to get down to Vegas.
That's true.
But right now, we have to go off to our
favorite story of the year.
Exactly.
Which it's got to be a big deal. And this is a lifelong dream for a family to raft the Grand Canyon by themselves. It has been said that in any passion of life, there is a holy grail. In the world of river running, that most certainly is the Grand Canyon. The chance to experience one of the world's great natural wonders from the bottom has adventure seekers often planning for decades just to make the trip. A lofty enough goal for those planning to catch a ride with an outfitter, but for the true lovers of whitewater, that isn't enough. For serious boaters, the rite of passage is a self-guided trip, setting their own course as well as their tent, cooking their food, building their own fires, and of course, rowing and navigating the rapids via their own wit and cunning. It is one of the greatest challenges in the outdoors. That's exactly what At Your Leisure field producer Tim Roberts did this spring. The nearly 300-mile trip takes most groups around 3 weeks to do. In order to keep the canyon pristine and ensure a great experience, numbers are carefully regulated by a lottery system run by the National Park Service. It can take more than 10 years to get lucky and score one of these coveted permits that allow you to point your boat down the river and enjoy the beauty, the tumult, and at the same time the serenity of one of America's national treasures. The rapids of the Grand are some of the most intense in the world. They are big, powerful, and not to be underestimated. They require a certain amount of skill that can only be obtained by experience on other waters. Granite, crystal, and lava falls are three of the biggest and most infamous in the world. And there are more than 80 rapids total in the bottom of the Grand, many demanding attention and respect. Put your boat in the wrong spot at any of these rapids and you're going to have a bad day. But the thrill of arriving safely at the foot of the rapid will make even the saltiest river rat gleefully squeal and high-five their compatriots. On and off the rapids, you have to do everything yourself. Unlike a guided trip where your only responsibility is to hold on tight in the rapids, on a private trip, your comfort and safety is entirely on you and your companions. This usually breaks down to an equitable sharing of duties, from cooking and cleaning to rowing. Everyone is expected to do their part. For 2 to 3 weeks, you have a new family, and you'll all be making your way down the river together. Despite being visited by more than 5 million people a year, the bottom of the Grand is one of the most remote places in the world. Cell phones don't work, and satellite phones only work moments at a time. There are only a handful of escape routes other than running the river, and all of them are straight up. However, for all the danger and excitement, the real gift of a private trip down the Grand Canyon is the feeling of solitude. Falling asleep with the constellation spinning overhead and waking with the sunrise. Life falls into a delightful pattern, and the world beyond the canyon walls just ceases to exist. Happiness is boiled down to a good meal and ice in your drink. And your entertainment simply becomes the stories from the experiences within the canyon. The Colorado River washes away any traces of your past self. Arriving at the end of the journey delivers a person forever changed by the experience. We noticed the change in Tim. A different look in the eye and confidence in his step. And we hope that all of you who seek this adventure can be equally blessed. For At Your Leisure, I'm Chad.
Welcome back to At Your Leisure, special New Year's edition. I'm Katy Yardley, and this is my husband Mark. Today we are cooking a dish that literally I have to feed 30 people tonight. It's absolutely delicious. Everybody loves it, and it actually is perfect for the holidays when you have to feed a very large crowd. We are going to be making Christmas Grinch Spaghetti. It's a lot of fun. The kids absolutely love this, and it is delicious. You want to start with 1 pound ground beef, 1 32-ounce can of tomatoes, can of tomato paste, 1 can of sliced mushrooms, a package of Italian spaghetti seasoning mix, angel hair pasta or spaghetti noodles, whichever you prefer, and then the very secret ingredient that makes it Grinch style, green food coloring. So the first thing you want to do is you want to start by browning your ground beef. Let's put a little bit of olive oil in the pan first too. All right, once we get all the meat in the pan, I want to take our little trusty mechanism that breaks it up really nice and easy. All right, once you get this broke up, you want to actually season with a little salt and pepper. Always season the meat. All right, once you get the meat browned up, this is where we want to start adding the rest of the ingredients. Italian seasoning, you want to put all of the packets in. Once you get your seasoning in, you want to stir that all up really nice. We've actually already opened all of our tomato paste. We're going to add those all in. Okay, so now we get all the tomato paste mixed in. Now we're going to start adding the tomatoes. These tomatoes that I have, I actually can them myself, so I always use my home canned tomatoes. Maybe I'll do an episode next summer and show you how to home can your own tomatoes. You got to stir carefully, honey.
I like to get in there and get it done.
I know. Yeah, well, you have to be very delicate when you have a very full pot. And guess what? That's why you get great at cheese.
Okay.
You want to add all of your mushrooms in, and then you just stir them up and let it simmer while you cook your noodles. Once your water is boiling, This is where you want to add your salt, because you got to make sure you season your water. And then you add a lot of food coloring, green food coloring, into the pot with the water. Then add your noodles, and that's how we get our Grinch style green noodles. All right, looks like our noodles are done. So now we get to dish up our Grinch spaghetti.
You're a mean one, Mr. Grinch.
All right, so we got our green noodles. Put a little bit of our
Ooh,
Grinch
delicious.
spaghetti sauce on top. We're gonna doctor it up with some snow, snowballs, and even a snowman. So it's snowing. You got a little snowman, you sit right there. So much fun. Or you can even just put a couple on and have a few snowballs. You wanna have the first bite, honey?
Oh, I would love it.
It's a little hot, so be prepared. Grinch spaghetti just for you. How is it?
Not bad.
You have got to try this for your next holidays. So much fun. The kids will love it, and it tastes delicious too.
And you know what? I am so thankful that we get to have our grandkids here, and I can hardly wait to see their faces.
That's who I
when
really
they
do
get to
this
eat
for, our grandkids. Anyway, we'll be right back with more At Your Leisure.
Welcome back to At Your Leisure for our New Year's celebration with the whole Yardley family. And
what a beautiful family
my
and
God.
friends they have.
the line is just like being with the best people in all of southern Utah.
They knew what Katy was cooking. Look at her.
Yeah. Anyway, the spaghetti, the proof is in the pudding. So what Katy just made for us a little bit ago is now coming on the plate for all these little kids.
Oh, it's so delicious.
I wish I was a little kid.
You are a little kid.
Because it smells so good. I want to be in line.
Well, we should get in after the kids go.
All right, we will do that. Anyway, let's find out. There are a lot of people gathered here, and I'm curious. So now that everybody's listening, we want to find out from all of you what was your best memory of 2021 and what you're looking forward to in 2022, or a resolution.
2021 was awesome. We had a lot of big things for the family, but bringing Joey into the world was definitely probably the highlight.
In 2022, we're shooting for twins, so.
No more babies, and to just continue to watch the 3 kids that we have continue to grow and thrive and watch their little personalities come out and shine.
Hi, Joey's sister. Hi. You can come on, smiles. Say hi. Yeah.
Is that your big plan?
Birthday.
Best memory was spending a lot of time with my family at Lake Powell.
We got big plans for 2022. 2022 is going to be amazing.
So we got married.
Yes.
In June.
Yep. We went on a honeymoon to Hawaii. That was really fun. Yeah.
Loved it.
Those are probably 2
amazing
of my
experience.
Yeah.
Yep.
To finish my new book and continue working for Eagles Landing and hopefully make my family proud.
To get back on the bikes. We enjoy riding our mountain bikes. It's so much fun. We love four-wheeling with the kids, and it's going to the Lake Powell with Mark and you guys. It's totally awesome.
Spending time with our family.
So what's your resolution for the year?
My resolution is to eat less and pray more. Smaller portions, but just keep eating.
Right. That will be a hard one.
Yeah.
The praying part you got down.
Yeah, I can put that in big proportions too.
Yeah. Right.
What about you?
I'll treat you nicer.
Oh, you're always nice to me.
You know, I'm thinking back through the year, and I was thinking of one goal that one fellow had his whole life. It was Art Frangello. Do you remember that?
Yes, I do.
Okay, he was a World War II veteran, and after walking off of a PT boat in 1945 in Europe, he finally climbed back on one this last year in Portland, and it was my personal pick as a favorite story of the year.
It was a real good story.
And in case you missed it,
the greatest generation rose to the call to defend America 80 years ago this year. Legions of young men, boys really, who answered the patriotic challenge to save our way of life and liberty. Perhaps none were more brave than the mosquito boat crews. PT boats fought a pivotal role in our victory at sea. Like tiny Davids, they would bravely challenge the naval Goliaths of the enemy. One of those sailors, Arthur Frangello, was only 16 years old at the time. With a faith in God and plucky can-do attitude, he faced fear and death on a daily basis.
In September of 1943, instead of going into my third year of high school, I joined the Navy. The reason I joined the Navy, I didn't want to get caught in a draft and end up in the Army. I'm from Boston. I want to be in the Navy. I want to be on the ocean. We had 11 boats. We lost one. So we were a bunch of kids that grew up to be men. We had a job to do, and we grew up doing it.
PT 658 is the only running U.S. Navy PT boat left from World War II. The boat is run by volunteers dedicated to educating young and old alike about the saga of the PTs. It's their passion to bring the experience to life in a most tactile way. Today, after 80 years, Arthur, who still has that plucky spirit, is headed for a very special reunion.
Wow. I look at that boat and all I can think of is, where are we headed tonight? She looks beautiful. Ah, the sound. Request permission to come aboard, Captain. Holy mackerel.
You can feel the engines, the vibration. You look around at the firepower. You get a sense of the raw machine that this boat is.
Yeah, the radar man.
And some of the guys that have been on the boat for 20 years, some of the volunteers, they work side by side with the original World War II vets.
This day of laughter, tears, joy, and memories was undeniably special and historic, not only to those who maintain this 80-foot floating arsenal, but also to Arthur, who for an afternoon washed away the years of his life to become a 16-year-old again, fighting to save America.
When the angels asked me to recall one of the greatest experiences of all, I'll remember this one.
For At Your Leisure, I'm Terry Wood.
What you got in there, Chad?
It is so indulgent, I will feel guilty even taking a sip of this.
That's because it's hot cocoa, homemade. But you know what? Don't feel bad because it's eat, drink, and be merry season.
No, that's true. We're going into the New Year's, and of course, there's always that one resolution that is there every year at the top of the list: start a new diet. Will he make it this year?
Oh, there's always next year. And that'll be like tomorrow.
That's right, exactly.
So get on it, mister.
Exactly. Anyway, we want to thank you so much for being with us all year, and we really want to pay particular thanks to the many sponsors that help bring this show to you.
Every week. They're amazing. You know who they are. They're on our shows. And all those beautiful cities and towns that we have highlighted their little towns and their trails this year. Wow, what great people.
The fact that they've been willing to share with us their secret places and share them with you and invite you to come see them.
Yeah.
Please do it with respect. please respect the communities and make them glad they made the decision to share it with you.
Really.
You know, the little towns like Joseph and Marysville and Orderville and Hanksville and all the other villes that we go to, and the ones you still haven't seen yet.
Yeah.
It's just an awesome opportunity, and the people that provide you the toys to get there, Rocky Mountain ATV, Stedman's, and Jorgensen's.
Yep.
If you see them, give them thanks. Show them thanks by being loyal to them like they are to you and me.
Yeah, it's just a fabulous way of life, and we hope we can give it to you every week again in 2022.
There you go. So what's in 2022? Let's take a sneak peek.
We start the new year off with another celebration of one man who, after 12 years at the helm of Utah's OHV program, is saying farewell.
Then the riding fun continues as we venture out to Delta for another great OHV trail in the Cricket Mountains.
There you guys are! Oh my gosh! We were wondering where you disappeared to.
I've
beautiful people.
I've been out here trying to get up enough courage to put on this dunce cap.
Oh, it's not.
Mark.
Oh, you know what? It's not a dunce cap. Look at his.
Honey, put it on.
Happy New Year.
I got the tiara though.
Well, it also is BYU colors, which is really hard for me.
Oh, that's right. You're a
Utah fan was
Right.
Hey, well, you know what? Our family's completely split. We have half BYU fans, half Utah fans, and you know what? Guess what? That's
Sugar
Utah.
Bowl.
That's Utah.
There you go. All right. So I got to ask a question. We've asked everybody else who was at your party except you. What's important for you going into the new year?
What's important for me is just being able to spend the time with my husband, enjoying our children, our grandchildren, watching them grow. I mean, oh my gosh, it just takes my breath away. They're so priceless.
Right.
Oh,
Yeah.
they're my favorites.
And whenever you guys go places, you take them all with you.
Oh, we do.
They do. It's
We
an
do.
entourage.
We take our family in tow.
What's-
It's a big group, as you can see tonight.
What's on your list, Mark?
Good Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ. Thank you. Oh, amen.
Amen. Oh, thank you. What a great way to start the new year.
Beautiful.
Remember, there is adventure on every bend. You just got to get out and create your own. All right. All right. You know what I'm grateful for, Mark? I get to take this off.